commentated any Roy at this event either. What the heck? I got completely wrong here. But Steve here is in perhaps the most disadvantageous matchup this character has in the game. Ken's Sephiroth is here to try and defeat Steve right now.
Here we go, game number 1. And so what I'm going to be looking for as Jake is how he conserves his resources here, because you start off with a few ticks of iron early on, and the Elytra, oh, this is going to hurt. Hold this quick 60, but a good DI and SDI away from Ken to avoid the no impact land into another up tilt or up smash after the fact, because I've seen Steve pretty much start people off like 60%.
Yeah, and I was saying in previous sets how Ken doesn't make that much use of forward tilt and a bit more back air, but still not that much. But when you're against Steve, you're going to see it constantly.
Absolutely, because you do not want to be anywhere near Steve. This is one of the highest damaging characters in the game, using all those no impact lands and the qualities of all the tools that he can get as well. Thing is, unless Jake gets a hit, I don't know if Ken will let him get that space to kind of recraft something. We have gold here, which, oh wait, you got sent mad deep from that one, using the gold and the redstone as it powered up, but there's the diamond. Jake needs some space. He has a crafting table on the other side. I think he looks for one more neutral win in order to get those diamond tools, or he might save for the next stock at this rate.
Actually, a punishable F-tilt. You don't often get to say that about Sephiroth, but now Jake building the wall and actually opting to build more of a wall to resist what could have been potentially a very dangerous situation. Wing is here. That's a potential free punish, but Sephiroth net back air, because it's so thin, it can be hard to get the hitbox out before you land, so it does miss the mark. Jake, by the way, is still using like a wood on that back air, right?
Yeah,
he's got a diamond, but he's using the default tools.
He hasn't had a chance to craft anything before he got to above 100, and now I think he's opting. What the hell was that Elytra? That was so good.
Could have maybe even gone for an up smash after it if you were feeling particularly brave. That would have been all credit to Jake. What a great idea.
Yeah, but we haven't really had a chance to talk about how slow and patient Kameme has been playing this. I mean, obviously plenty of practice with Akala and a few other like notable Steves out there throughout the world, but Jake looking pretty comfortable with the wooden tools is still. Now things are getting really dicey. He's just bleeding out damage, man.
Yeah, and of course this is Alex, the Swedish skin after all, doing it for me, Babs. Jake always uses this skin, but right now you need to get past Sephiroth's wall of offense. What is that resource gauge looking like?
It's looking like it is empty. It's looking like it's in a recession right now. It's 2 blocks of wood, and that's it. Lumber prices are going up. I mean, you can make something out of this. But, I mean, you want to get back under the ground because Steve with no iron is a juggle machine. You do not have access to your minecart, do not have access to your anvil, but you do have access to maybe the Elytra in a dream, but that's going to be it for that stock. And finally, using the intangibility to get diamond, this is going to be a big problem right here, Tail.
Yeah, again, huge credit to the fact that Jake was even in the lead at all in one of Alex's worst matchups and using solely wooden tools. How did we get this far? But we might get further. Jumping out, Sephiroth, he's very tall, so very susceptible to the Alex forward air.
Yeah, but now Ken looking for a way to get in safely. He knows if he gets touched, it will be a problem. And just doing Sephiroth things, spacing people out, the mid-range of the sword, and kind of fading back into the forward air occasionally. Jake being kind of brazen with that grab. And okay, we're good.
Yeah, interesting to know that that was enough to detonate the TNT on its own. Bit of a sneaky scenario, but sneaking through with that minecart. Jake is very much in the ascendancy right now, and there is another diamond for next time should he need it.
Absolutely. Yeah, he might need it in a few seconds, but I mean, Sephiroth does hit like a freight train sometimes, so you can get a kill. We're at 94? Yeah, especially if you have your back to the ledge, which Jake looks very comfortable there. But, try to go for the fences with that. Good job using the ledge intangibility to avoid the Octa Slash. And I would like to see Jake, run through with that minecart or just kind of have some time to mine his business a bit more, you know?
It's one of those matchups where Sephiroth really needs that, like, imaginary cloud nair. Swing your sword around you in an arc. It will really do well against Steve. I know he just wants to click. You can't really click on Steve very often because that means you've got to get in. That's going to be the mining tool gone from Jake. Often it's noted about Smashville and Town and City because you're using the pickaxe or a certain tool. Like you're using a different tool to what you might do on Battlefield and Final Destination, for example. So you're going to lose what you might be using in other aerials just on the process of mining. So they don't like to be on these wooden stages too much, but it's still... At the end of the day, Steve has a lot of good stages, so it's only fair.
Yeah, he's a lot of good stages, but not a lot of materials. He's going to get something back on respawn here, just 3 cuts of iron. So going to have diamond tools. So Ken at 66, this is actually really good from the macro play of Jake right here. If he gets hit by like maybe a back air, or wait, is that? No way, no way. But look at all the time he had to mine. So now Ken has wing. So that's huge. That's huge. You have the opportunity to kind of disrespect some of these spaces, but the Elytra cancel into the up smash. Jake taking game number 1.
That was such a funky gliding angle as well, just barely wavering, enough to stay above the platform and get a hit, but stay low enough to get yourself back on the ground and do an up smash in time. That was a very, very strong game from Jake. Look at it.
You saw the little shimmy up just to get above the platform. He was below it for the vast majority of that, but he just kind of managed to weave that Elytra perfectly. There we go. We see it, and he just weaves up, starts below, then a little boop. Just enough to get above the platform to find the up smash. Stellar play right there from Jake. We love to see it.
That was precision perfect. So let's see how precise Ken can be with those forward airs, back airs, forward tilts, anything to get past the wall.
Yeah, the big wall that is Sephiroth's 8.5-foot sword. It is absolutely absurd to see it in motion. We had a Sephiroth photo shoot today, actually, or the other day. It was amazing.
I got onto the VGBC Twitter with that one. They killed me, and I'm still here. How? I guess zombie of the toaster.
Yeah, the part two. Yeah. It's like we have game number 2 right here with Ken already starting off pretty strong on small battlefield. And, I mean, right now, I think that Ken probably wants to play this base, but it's weird because you get so many materials, so many opportunities to mine stuff. And you don't want to let Steve get playing iron. You don't want to let him get that gold and redstone combo because you'll explode. And you definitely do not want to let him get diamond. So Ken playing a very composed game, trying to balance between picking and choosing battles and also fighting his own and not letting Steve reign for free.
One thing I'd love to know is the set record between Ken and Akla. We're not necessarily going to find that out now, but I feel like Ken should be, again in this matchup, one of the main ways to take Akla out, right? But the fact that Ken's out here losing to Jake potentially, and the fact that I've not seen Akala go up against Ken, I genuinely wonder if they've never played.
The big thing is that a lot of Steve's play a certain way that Jake doesn't. Jake tends to scrap a bit more and doesn't have like a ton of combos a lot of times. See ya. Sir, your Uber's here.
Double jump, though. You can make it back, and just avoiding that anvil. Absolutely incredible stuff from Ken to get away from that. The wall is being built in a defensive position. Say, you can't kill me from here. Find the way in. We're in the house.
Yep.
Knock, knock.
No roof. This porridge is a little bit too hot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, as soon as you get rain or snowfall, that's kind of it for this property.
Yeah.
Build your houses out of bricks. I mean, why not?
Why not? Why not? But as I was saying before, Jake kind of plays differently from a lot of other Steves. So, I mean, it might be a little bit of matchup weirdness. Oh, the pickaxe actually going down here, but gets a spike. And actually gets the finish. The knockback on the diamonds being enough and burning enough resources from Ken. No double jump there means that you will not be able to make it back safely.
Oh, but that's almost certainly an accident, surely. Going way up into the skies, but no punish from Ken. Looking really suffocated out here. Jake, despite losing again the very first set of the day to Justin Byler back on Saturday, is now looking primed to make it to top 8. Sure, you've just lost a stock to that Sephiroth forward tilt, but it's an opportunity to get diamond right after.
Yep. And diamonds, miracles do happen. I mean, no miracle needed. You just kind of need the same solid, stellar play that we've been seeing so far. But Ken is the one who needs a miracle, and that's kind of where Wing comes in if he gets it in a situation where he isn't exploded immediately, or if he even has a chance to. Jake has been getting some early kills against him. But with Wing, you kind of have the opportunity to buy some space back with some gambles with the armor on those smash attacks and the increased damage. Well, Sephiroth is a fast follower, so he's very prone to that. And I don't know what Jake was looking for. I don't know if I want to know, because that looks scary.
And we are now moments away from Wing. There it is, Nizare. And we will see if that makes an impact on Ken's last stock. Can you make it to 1-1? Or are you going to be another list in the victims of Steve?
What? Well, I mean, it worked. It worked.
You know what?
Hey, I got
you're nearly in top 8. I ain't. Just do what you want. We get to use another bit of iron. Do you know how much that down throw does damage-wise, by the way?
I do not.
18.
What? Really?
It's a down throw, and it does 18.
I didn't know it was that much. Sheesh.
I'm afraid so. It does use up a resource, but it combos into stuff as well. Steve has tools. That is a statement that is not untrue. You know what? Ken's got a back air. I do see the diamond waiting for the next stock as well, but can Ken get this first one? Keep the dream alive. Can you land?
He does just that.
Whoa.
Oh, man, the minecart juke. Ken was getting really comfortable with just kind of hopping over that minecart. I noticed that game 1 because Sephiroth's short hop height is just barely enough to clear that, and you have like plenty of space and time. But the thing is, when you're used to your opponent jumping out of it, that's a mix in and of itself. So he hops in, and then gets the air dodge punish as well.
What we needed, unfortunately, was a neutral air. That just would have popped Alex right out of the cart, maybe even followed up to an up air, but because the defensive option was chosen instead, that led to Ken's demise. One more chance. Can you beat this, Alex? Or is it all over? Are you going to leave it solely up to Kameme to represent Japan?
We'll find out here in this game number 3. A run back, same characters, same stage, and potentially the final game for Ken here. Let's get it.
All right, so Jake, more than happy to be at the side of the stage, but it isn't working out too great. The minecarts are obviously going to be a lot slower when you've not got any gold, and I think every attack in this match so far has been a back air. What on earth?
Yeah, right now Jake's just kind of getting cut up a little bit, but an overextension on that back air is going to put you in the blender. Chance time.
That's the proof.
Yep. When it hits, it hits. But he has plenty of time to mine some resources. Oh, we got these? Yes, we do. A quick 94. We got the wing out, but that was some big damage right there from Jake.
Yeah, and of course we know, I spent all that time learning about Nils, but Jake doesn't want to do that anyway. He just wants to fight in neutral, get an up smash, and take that stock away. Jake will just play Steve like a normal character, and it's kind of wild to watch. And sometimes he'll do wild plays like that as well, but it gets you top 8s.
That's the thing. When you play or when you play the game over playing characters, that's how you have more adaptability, and you have just more flexibility to get the hits in, make matchups like this work a bit better in your favor. So Ken stabilizing a little bit with that sweet spot back air, but not enough to get the finish just yet. Will Ken bet the farm? No, just another back air, finding his mark. I'm sure that Super Sale going for an Electrum, but this is going to hurt quite a bit. The Diamond Tools racking up some damage.
Yep, that's all the way to 60. Whoa, getting out of the way of that forward smash. Frightening to think that would have killed. Of course Jake's going to try it again. Sometimes when you get an idea, you just want to try it until it works.
I mean, I call that the no mix-up mix-up. Sometimes they don't expect you to do it a second or third time, especially at this level. And Ken going to the batting cage on that forward tilt is going to hit the home run with that forward air, finally evening up on stocks. Not on damage, but you're going to keep waiting for a little bit longer here, but it's kind of a weird situation because you want to get the hits in there, but if you get too many hits, you're going to lose wings soon. You want maximum return on the hits you do get.
So that anvil not going to come out. Now Jake has 2 units of iron, so the next one will work. But Sephiroth very worried about anvil. Light enough to die to it at stupid percent. Also can't use his typically very above average counter to it because it doesn't protect him from above. He's just so tall. He's easy to hit with it. Jake's almost certainly going to try it again because there's plenty of iron in the tank right now.
Yep, and we heard that another diamond come out right now. Jake using the gold tools to get a little bit more a little bit better frame data right here to kind of suffocate Sephiroth even more with that forward throw. Here comes the Looney Tunes mix-up.
Hey, whoa, watch out! Get away! Kaboom! I'm too early, but hey,
that lasts so long. Yeah, it flashes, but it's like, oh, hey, danger, danger, in like 5 minutes.
It's like the electrode fake out in the Pokeball. I'm going to explode.
Eventually.
Wait, I'm going to explode!
Yep. All right, but the dash attack going to come through with the gold tools. Not going to be quite enough. But Sephiroth being one of the lighter characters in the game, going to have to work through. He's just kind of trapping him. This is so weird. Just kind of building structures to keep Sephiroth away. He's going to act like the big bad wolf, though. He's going to blow that down and then keep on keeping on, trying to get back in there.
Yeah, this is a losing situation from Ken on his last stock, but what feels almost cruel to say is that this is the best position he's been in all set. Jake has been solidly winning this all the way through. This is still a winnable game, especially if you get an opportunity like that. Getting it on the second chance. This is even on final stock, but Diamond is here.
Yep, and since the final stock, Diamond will likely be forever here because it'll be just enough to maybe get a kill. Whoa, he put some pepper on that. hit him with the fresh shape up.
What does a diamond taste like? You're about to find out, Sephiroth. Yeah. Are we about to erase the Final Fantasy characters from this tournament already? We lost Ned. Do we lose Ken? Jake is about to make it so. 83, the wing is here. You need to turn it up immediately, Ken, or else.
or else you will be out of the tournament at 9th place, the saltiest placing. You need to whittle down that shield. And thing is, Jake has so many resources as well. That's 3 more anvils, that's 3 more minecarts. But one of the tools will be down here. He still has access to his up tilts, I believe. But the dash attack, okay, Ken.
He's winning.
Big damage.
He's
no
winning.
Iron. He's going to have to Electro High, but he tries to get the ledge cancel. Smart stuff from Jake to kind of force the issue a little bit more. Jake not having any time to mine. They're looking for the F smashes, looking for the haymaker, looking for the up smashes. That'll only be a slight punish though with the untipper forward air.
Throwing into the
what's
block.
happening?
Doesn't go underneath though. Sephiroth is too tall for that setup. So we'll be living, we'll get the back air. Ken is back in this set.
Barely. Barely. He had to fight tooth, nail, and sword to keep himself alive there. A bit of a scramble at the end there. But sometimes when it comes to scrambles, I'm used to Jake coming out ahead because he's really good at playing randomly, but Ken keeping that competition in the pocket. Back air is so hard to avoid. You kind of had to land there, and you kind of had to eat that space, especially when you're already committed to a back air of your own. You see, the fatal flaw here is you expected Ken to go forward. You expected the Sonic and Sephiroth co-main to walk forward against Steve. No way in hell that's happening.
Absolutely not. So let's see what last-minute changes Jake can make here in Game 4. We're on Smashville, which is a little weird. Again, it's going to use up the resources of Alex's mining tools, the pickaxe especially. Or I think the pickaxe is the one we're not using. I'll learn that, but right now, 18%. Literally 0 to 18.
No.
0 to death. Jake has taken that one immediately with the wooden tools. Ken has to work so hard to make this comeback real.
Absolutely. You can't afford to get one of those, especially since Ken hasn't really gotten many early stocks himself, hasn't really gotten many early kills. He's been kind of playing composed and playing like a boa constrictor, just kind of suffocating the opponent as they try and get out from the grasp. But Jake is the one with that X factor at the moment, and it's showing massively, especially since he has a diamond on deck. The question is, will he use it this stock or next? That's the $1,000,000 question. Oh, have a seat, sir. Have a seat.
I feel like for Jake, it's pretty much whenever you get the opportunity, because Sephiroth makes it so hard to mine, especially if you're going to get Aerith like that. Oh dear, oh dear. Alex subbing herself into the story of Final Fantasy VII. What the heck?
Self-insert, I guess. But
that's what Minecraft is, right? You are yourself. Much. Steve's not a real character. Who is the #1 in Smash Bros. Ultimate? You. That's you. Right.
Inspirational. It can be you, too. All right, but the powered-up minecart, Ken doing really well to avoid these minecart situations. I have to commend him for just how well he's not getting tagged by the minecart of all things. Getting hit by everything else, but minecart, the big problem area, yeah. The thing is, that's also pretty counterable. I forgot. Ken uses specials so rarely that I literally forgot Sephiroth had a counter until I was like, what answers does Sephiroth have for this? You can counter him and make him die at 30%.
Yep, this
is
so
weird that we're not seeing that.
Literally 2 sets in a row without seeing a single Shadow Flare from Sephiroth. It's a good move, but Ken just doesn't need it and doesn't believe in it enough to try it at any point. Granted, it's not great against Steve because it's not going to go through the wall exactly, but there we go. A bit more Nair used to destroy some minecarts. Maybe next time, if that kill situation from a few games ago happens again, Ken will have the answer.
Oh, that smash was ambitious right there. Love it. But Ken is starting to come to his own until that diamond back air. And you have another diamond for the next stock as well. Looney Tunes moment. We're good. Oh,
can you mash out? You cannot. Ken once again on tournament stock. That was a little bit of a delayed mash out, I believe, because I think Sephiroth just didn't want to walk right into a Steve Fair, but it didn't work.
The thing is, it actually got mixed up by the TNT smoke. I couldn't see it. You didn't. I didn't see it come through until he was already in it. Unfortunate stuff. And Ken really starting to bleed out here. 70% diamond tools, and Jake is just playing like a kid on the jungle gym, just running around. Got minecarts, we got wings, we got whatever you want, man.
I have always loved the minecart video game series. Wait, the Minecraft? What the hell is minecart? Donkey Kong Country?
Pretty much. Those levels were hard, too. This level for Ken is a difficult one, too. He's running out of lives, running out of quarters, and potentially running out of stocks here.
Yeah, but look at those resources. Once again, you've got a little bit of wood, and you've used it to just bump your head on it. That is empty resources from Jake right now. We've got gold to maybe power up a minecart if you can get some iron, but right now Ken needs this so badly. You want to see that KO to keep the dream alive There it is.
Nice stabilization right there from Ken. Just jumping, not holding forward, and knowing that there was only gold. You need gold and redstone to do anything, or some iron. You needed a little bit of something else, a little bit of pepper to it. But Jake not having that, but he does have diamond. Now Ken has wing though. This is not out of the woods.
All right, there's going to be, for once, a punishable Steve F smash. How often can you say that one? But Sephiroth was near enough to make it happen. Ken dash attacking into Jake's shield, though, doing the double jump, thinking that Jake was maybe going to go for an up smash. Oh, you got to mash out this time, buddy. Get away from the anvil. You can recover safely. Can you get back off ledge? Here's Jake going to take this one right now.
He very well might. Just one more hit, but gets that. And oh man, from coast to coast, still not enough. He doesn't have any answers to minecart right now. He's not trusting the counters, and he's just going to get hit by that over and over until Jake has to respect it. And that back air looks like a shield poke, and now they're just trying to stay still. I think Jake learned from last time. I know Ken will not step forward. Jake tries to buy some space with the minecart, and now it's anyone's game. No no anvil will come through to actually connect the F smashes, and the back air will be it, and Jake takes it to top 8.
Just after you use the last bit of iron on that anvil, you get the diamond backer. Jake, with a 3-1, has defeated Ken. And if you can beat Sephiroth with Steve, you can beat just about anyone.
Absolutely.
Do not sleep on this kid. He may have done this entire tournament through loser's bracket, but that loser's bracket is going to go even further.
Yep, we are now down to our final 8. And guys, this is a great set. I mean, we got a few replays here. The composure from Jake to recognize that Ken was running out of real estate. Ken wanted to press forward. The anvil was there. He couldn't really run through or roll through. He had to jump, and he had to land in that situation. And the initial dash play, he tried to walk away, but the back air, he overshot it just by a hair to get the finish right there. Jake playing phenomenally. And you know what? He's still playing hot. We still got a lose bracket to go through. But guys,
that's right.
I mean, we have some bills to pay real quick, so make sure to follow us on all of our social media right there. Twitch, Twitter,